Jim Parsons, a.k.a. Sheldon.
I figure, you know what? I'm deep into my 40s now. It's time to get a new laugh. The one I've had for all these years, it's worked, but it's tiresome.
Okay,
let's go with something that gets people talking.
Let me hear your laugh, though. Now, do you have a laugh for Big Bang?
I mean, that was it. Do I have? Yeah. Well, Sheldon, they do this thing that, one of those things you regret having done in season 1 that sticks around for 20 years. But, I kind of breathe in, so it's like, he just does which I think, though, a lot better that than 10 years of, I mean, I just want to hurt myself. And you know what's funny, though? I like these people that laugh like that. I don't have a problem with them. Fran Drescher's on that list, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. She had a whole TV thing with it. Yeah.
What's your real laugh like?
I mean, like that. I don't know.
Well, I think you're kind of cheating us, though, Jim. It doesn't sound like we're saying something funny if you do that.
Well, I don't. It's not like the Seton, pity laugh that he gives or whatever.
That one.
That's exactly it. No, you know what's funny? I feel like a lot of the times when things really. Something has to really just hit me off guard to make me laugh, because otherwise it's more of a like, oh, that was funny. Like, I'll find myself saying that, which is tiresome, I think, to people. That's funny.
Paulie does that. Paulie doesn't laugh. He'll go, oh, that's funny. And I'll go, wait, if it's funny, then laugh.
If it's funny, then you should be laughing. No, I've had friends say that to me before, and I do. I mean, I try to. I don't know.
How you doing, by the way?
I'm good. I'm happily busy. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm supposed to be, right?
Okay, you're doing Big Bang. You're doing Broadway. You're doing movies. Really?
No, it's good. This is good. This is how, again, I'm right at 42, so this should be the busy part of my life, right? We've geared up. We did the education. We played to get here, and so we're doing it. We're playing the games, and maybe in 5-10 years I'll be on a beach with a pina colada.
Do you think
probably not?
Do you think that? Oh, okay. Are you going to be a career Hollywood guy?
I don't know about Hollywood. Whatever venue will continue to have me is where I think I'll be. I find it hard to imagine myself not working anymore. Not because I'm crazy about being busy, but I am crazy about acting. It's like it's more of a thing that's in the blood than it is. I mean, do you really want to retire? You love what you do.
Yeah, I don't. I have to have something every day.
I think that's kind of where I am. A day off here and there is nice to kind of shake it up, but overall 2 in a row starts to be too many, doesn't it?
I ran into this at ESPN. I started to kind of go on automatic pilot when I did SportsCenter, and I didn't realize it. I mean, I realized it after the fact, but can you run into that on Big Bang Theory that you're like probably when you started you attacked everything, and then you get to a point where you find a way to do it each day, but do you ever sort of get into automatic pilot or worry about that?
I don't worry about it so much, but I will say that in a time like now where I'm doing other things at the same time, in a weird way, it keeps me more fresh at work because you're not grinding on it. It's you get to go back and it's new again because it's different than what you were just doing 12 hours ago or whatever it is. But no, I mean, also the situations change so drastically. I mean, although your sports stories would change every night, so I don't, maybe I'm just a better person than you are. I'm a professional, Dan.
I know you are at age 42. And Fritzy sort of feels bad that he said, well, I made him 32. I said, I think Jim's okay with that.
He has a boyish face.
I am okay with that. You know what? In his defense, I don't smoke anymore because I'm a healthy person, but I did up until I was about 34. And even then, I would still get carded every once in a while. At 34, I would get carded for cigarettes, which is 18. I mean, that was a little silly, but no, I have no objection. And that's the kind of thing that becomes less objectionable the older you get, obviously.
Right.
I'm still intrigued by these people who give difficult interviews you were talking about. Is that a sports thing? That must be an athletics thing, right?
No, because De Niro gives a tough interview.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And you know what? Meryl Streep hardly gives any interviews at all. I don't know that she gives bad ones when she does, but you just really never see her.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, what would cause you to give a bad interview?
Maybe being very ill. I mean, I did not. I grew up thinking it was partially my job to make people comfortable. The last thing I would ever want to do is make somebody feel like they were in any way failing. I don't know. I mean, there are days where I'm like, I don't feel like giving an interview, but you get on the phone and then suddenly, or in person, and I find myself going, well, why talk if we're not going to talk? Just talk, I mean, I wasn't dreading talking to you, but it's like, I don't know. Now, has Barkley when Barkley was playing, did he ever give a bad interview?
No.
He's always a good interview, isn't he?
Yeah, if he liked you, if he respected you, but yeah, there would be times when he would just look at somebody and you could just tell he was thinking they were a knucklehead.
Now see, that's maybe I should do that more often, though.
Wait, are you trying to change your image?
Again, I think we got a new laugh, and we could, maybe that's what I'll do through the interviews, right? Don't we?
Jim, you got to play a psycho killer.
Oh, I welcome it. I welcome it.
That's what I want to see. That's the next progression where you're the bad guy.
You know what? I have a lot of bad things about me. It's true. And it's time to bring those out to the forefront. Everybody does. Dan, it's a yin and yang.
I could play a serial killer.
Of course you could be a serial killer. We're all one short step.
Wow. I didn't think of it that way. Okay.
You hit your mid-40s and you understand things about life.
I guess so.
That you didn't before.
I saw the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
Look at you, doing big boy things.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty good. I mean...
Thank you.
And, it's one of those weird photo ops, like, you got something in the ground there and you're down there on your knees.
Let me tell you what, it was one of the most honoring, nicest, most awkward days of my entire life. It's truly like attending your own memorial service. It's much worse. It's much worse because at least as a dead person, you'd know they couldn't see you even if you could hear it. Instead, they yank you up on stage to stand by your employers as they say nice things about you. They take pictures with your mother who's tearing up, and it's, again, very sweet. It was a great honor, but I was so ready to leave by the end of it.
And then I saw you, let's see, you were with Rihanna.
Oh, yes.
Down in Texas, I think, right?
We're tight. Yes.
Yeah.
We were tight in Plano. Yeah.
Did she mention my name at all? Did I come
up?
I did not come up
once.
I did not. No. That's good because I told her.
She's very, very busy though. And frankly goes to bed around the time you're coming on the air. She and I are literally awake on the earth at the same time for about 20 minutes every day.
And are you playing God on Broadway?
I am. I thank you for mentioning it. Yeah, I am. God's playing me. The premise of the play is God is playing me. I really, within the first 2 minutes of the play, I say, I've picked Jim Parsons. He seems to be a likable guy that could impart my message in a way you'd be okay with, and he has no idea he's here. It is in many ways the most freeing thing I've ever done. I start the play by saying, I'm not here. Everything you hear tonight is not me. I take no responsibility for it, which will do me a lot of good with the religious right. Whatever.
And what is the name of the Broadway play?
An Act of God.
An Act of God.
It's clean. It's simple. It tells you exactly what's going on. And it's a one act. There's not even an intermission.
Oh, really?
It's a perfect night of entertainment, Dan. I mean, we haven't actually gotten it on its feet yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be a perfect night of entertainment.
When does it start?
May 5th is our first preview, and opens in the 20s of May, 27th May. I don't know which day it is. And,
will I make you nervous if I show up?
No. I mean, no more so than everybody makes you nervous to one degree or another. But no, I would be thrilled. I would be thrilled.
Can I drink beer?
I don't know about in your seat. I'm not sure what their etiquette rules are. Well, it's not a movie theater in suburbia, Dan. It's Broadway. That being said, there are many theaters who are letting you take your little sippy cups to, like, drunk children. So, bully for that.
And then the movie...
Don't rattle your ice if you have a cocktail. Just keep that to yourself.
Okay, here's one for you.
Yeah?
I had one of my first dates with my wife. We went to see Platoon. And,
oh, my. Who picked that?
I did. So
That's a good movie.
Yes.
It's a good movie. It wasn't very thoughtful, perhaps.
We snuck wine in.
Oh.
I spilled it all over her.
No.
And she had a white outfit on.
Are you making this up?
No, I swear to God. We came out of the theater at the end of the movie, and it looked like she had blood. She had been shot in Platoon, and people were looking at like, what happened? And I said, and then you're not supposed to have wine in there, so I'm saying, I spilled something on it. She looked like she had been shot by Willem Dafoe.
So she didn't so much fall in love with you; she just gave up.
Yeah.
She said, "Well, I can't fight anymore. If this is the way this is going to be, then I guess this is the one."
Well, I had to get her drunk to go out with me. Yeah. That's why I had the wine, and then I spilled it, and then she was sober, and she's like, "What am I doing with this knucklehead?"
One of our first dates, me and Todd was bowling for Columbine. Literally the first thing we really did together solo. Nobody got hurt in the making of that date like yours, but it was a strange movie. Yeah. I still think Platoon is stranger, but whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a good movie, though. God, it's a good movie.
The animated movie Home is in theaters now?
It is, and I have to tell you, it's a delight. If I do say so myself.
This is with
I
you
didn't
and
draw it, so
Rihanna. You and Rihanna.
Yeah, me and Riri on an intergalactic space movie sort of thingy.
Anybody else in there that?
Steve Martin, the delightful Steve Martin, the delightful J-Lo.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I didn't get to hang so much with J-Lo, which is a shame.
What about
Steve
Martin?
Because I'm sure that would have worked out. Steve Martin, I got to spend a good amount of time with, actually, and have you spent time with him?
I have not, but always admired him. I always thought he was extremely, extremely intelligent.
That's exactly one of the first things I would say about it. He's a very grounded individual. Very, very funny, obviously, but just extremely smart.
Did the folks with Big Bang Theory do a bracket challenge, or did you just you're in our bracket challenge?
Yes, but I doubled up. I can't really handle more than one bracket, and I really can't handle that bracket. Apparently, I mean, go Kentucky. Who cares?
Who's leading the Big Bang Theory bracket challenge?
I quit asking. I'm very competitive, and as soon as I'm no longer in the hunt, I could care less what happens to those people. You know what I mean? I know that sounds awful, and I mean it too.
Well, after all, you are God.
I really have gotten into character.
I know you have. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, happy for you. Sorry about your brackets. Great to talk to you. And I might surprise you in May or June and slip into the audience.
That would thrill me. You don't have to surprise me, though. You can tell me I'll be there. Could I get a house seat? Can I see you after the show? Or if you're busy, you can fly your way.
Okay. You have my word. I'm coming down.
Oh, Dan.
That sounded like a threat, but I meant that.
No,
I meant that in a nice way.
I didn't take it as such. I'm that kind of guy.
I want to come down and see you play God.
Good, and I want to play God for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great to talk to you again, Jim.
Good to talk to you.
Hi, buddy. That's Jim Parsons.